sermon series based on Adam Hamilton's book, Unafraid, Living with Courage and Hope in Uncertain Times. The books are in the back. They're $13. Pick one up. As mentioned, 3 small groups are going to be using that book. And I want to highlight one other thing we're going to be passing out at the end of worship today, and that is a GPS handout. That stands for Grow, Pray, Study. Okay, Grow, Pray, Study. There's a devotional in there for every day of this coming week based upon the topic of fear. So we invite you to participate in that also, as well as small groups, or just read it on your own. All right, Rich has our first of 3 scripture readings today. It comes from Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10. Let's listen for the prophet's encouragement to the exiles in Babylon. Rich?
From the book of Isaiah, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be afraid, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you. I will uphold you with my victorious right hand.
Thank you, Rich. And then from Psalm 56, verses 3, 4, and 9 to 10. When I am afraid, O Lord Almighty, I put my trust in you. I trust in God, and I am not afraid. I praise God for what He has promised. What can a mere mortal do to me? This I know, that God is for me. In God, whose word I praise. In the Lord, whose word I praise. In God I trust. I am not afraid. What can a mere mortal do to me? And now from the Gospel of John, chapter 14, verses 25 through 27. Jesus is speaking, and he says this. He says, I have said these things to you while I am still with you. But soon the Advocate, the Holy Spirit from the Father, will send in my name, will teach you everything, and remind you of all that I have said to you. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I don't give to you as the world gives. Let not your hearts be troubled, and neither let them be afraid. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
Well, I don't think it's big news that we live in an age where fear, worry, and anxiety and stress are constant companions for us. The fear just saturates our universe, it seems, whether it's in the form of terrorism or climate change or economic insecurity or school shootings or political polarization. Add to this the fact that our society is changing at a pace so fast it has never before been seen in human history. And you have a great recipe for anxiety and fear. And all of these fears are constantly bombarding us. News arrives instantly to our televisions, our phones, our tablets, and for many of us, our very wrists if you have a smartwatch. We feel a vibration in our soles and our wrists every time the stock market declines, or there's a terrible accident, or there's an earthquake, or there's a mass shooting. How can we not feel anxious in our culture? In a survey of Adam Hamilton's church in Kansas City, for instance, 80% of the congregational members said that they live with moderate to significant levels of fear. 80% are afraid. And I'm sure that that's probably about the same percentage here at St. Paul. My biggest stressor, as I'm sure it is for many of you, is my job. I love being a pastor, don't get me wrong, but hardly a day goes by that I don't feel tightness in my chest thinking about this Sunday's upcoming sermon, the next stewardship campaign, or the many struggles that congregational members are going through. And that's nothing. My fear is nothing in comparison to the 57 million Americans, that's 1 in 6 Americans who suffer from an anxiety disorder of one form or another. 1 in 6. These folks have moments that they literally feel like they're having a heart attack. I can't imagine. All of us are afraid. But what's puzzling is the high level of anxiety we fear today is that by all outward measures, we actually have less to fear today than we ever have before. For instance, we are living longer than any previous generation has lived. And our standard of living is higher than any previous generation. We've defeated most of the terrible childhood diseases of the past, and our crime rates over the past 20 years have actually dramatically plummeted. Dan Gardner, in his book, The Science of Fear, says this. He says, "We are the healthiest, wealthiest, and longest-lived people in human history. And yet we are increasingly afraid." This is one of the great paradoxes of our time. Fear keeps us up at night. It taxes our relationships and it destroys our health. And yet, fear itself is a gift from God. The fight or flight mechanism, for instance, is a marvelous thing that gives us that extra rush of adrenaline that we need in times of crises. When Rebecca and I, for instance, were attending seminary in Pasadena, California, and the earth beneath our feet began to shake, our brains gave us this sudden injection of energy that would enable us to jump up off that sofa and run over to the doorway where it was safer. That's a good and a healthy fear response. We ought to be afraid when the earth shakes beneath us. On the other hand, when a truck rumbles by our apartment 4 or 5 days later and we do the exact same thing, well, you can begin to see the problem here, can't you? Fear can be, and in fact often is, a liar. We catastrophize our situations, don't we? Blowing our fears all out of proportion. Fear, as the acronym goes, is often false evidence appearing real. Fear, right? False evidence appearing real. And the Bible is full of examples of people who were tricked by fear and who let it get the best of them. In the book of Numbers, chapters 13 and 14, for instance, we find a story about the Israelites. Moses had led them out of Egypt, and now they are on their way to the land that God has promised them. A land flowing with milk and honey. After 2 years, they arrived at Kadesh Barnea, just 1 mile south of the promised land. 1 mile away from it. Before entering the land, however, Moses chooses 12 men to go and to secretly spy out the land and to see what awaits them. When the group of 12 spies returns, 2 of them, Caleb and Joshua, if you know the story, give a positive report saying, "We should go up and we should take possession of this land. We can, and God will be with us." But the other 10 come back with a negative report. "We can't attack those people," they say. "They're way stronger than we are. They are giants. We seem like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we look the same to them." Now, how in the world these 10 spies could tell how the Israelites looked to their enemies when they're secretly spying on their enemies is beyond me. But fear is like that, isn't it? Fear is irrational, and it will freeze you in your tracks if you let it. And sadly, that is exactly what happened to Moses and the Israelites. For the next 38 years, they wandered in the wilderness 1 mile away from the promised land. 1 mile. So many of us, says Adam Hamilton, live our entire lives paralyzed by fear. This is true for us as individuals, as organizations, and as a nation. And churches aren't the least bit immune to this. Think about it. We in the church have all of the resources in the world. We have time, talents, and treasures out the wazoo. We have the riches of God's grace. We have the power of the Holy Spirit. We have the promises of the Father. And we are surrounded by people who are hungry for good news. People who are frightened and scared themselves. And yet so often churches cower in fear, hoarding our resources and hunkering down in a fortress mentality. If the truth be told, it's really what's killing mainline churches. Fear. But it doesn't have to be that way. For the church, for you, for me, for our nation, I found another pair of acronyms for fear that express the choice before each of us every single day. The first is forget everything and run, right? That's the fight or flight response. Forget everything and run, F-E-A-R. But the second is face everything and rise. Face everything and rise. With God's help, we can face our fears and rise above them. Psalm 34 verse 4 says simply, I asked the Lord for help and He saved me from my fears. I asked God for help and God saved me from my fears. Now God will eliminate our fears. The text doesn't say that, notice. But it does say that He will enable us to face them and not to be ruled by them. God can give us a faith bigger than our fears, a faith big enough to match the things that look like giants in our lives. And just to drive that home, God gives us this little phrase that occurs some 400 times in the Bible, more often than any other phrase. And here it is. Are you ready? Do not be afraid. 400 times in the Bible. Do not be afraid. Say it with me. Do not be afraid. Now, I want you to turn to your neighbor and say it to them. Go ahead, take a moment. Turn to your neighbor and tell them, don't be afraid. That's it. It's good to hear it. It's good to say it. We are called, invited, encouraged, empowered not to be afraid. Hear God speaking through the prophet Isaiah. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, and I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. That's a promise. That's a scripture well worth memorizing and repeating, friends. Don't be afraid, for I am with you. We may not always be in control of the path before us, and the path before us may not always be clear, but we can keep moving forward, knowing that God will not let go of us. He will not forsake us nor abandon us. Fear does not have to control our lives. Maybe you heard the story about a train that was overtaken by a great storm, and all of the passengers were terrified by the lightning and the thunder as all of the storm just buffeted their rickety little train along the tracks. But over there in one seat there was a little boy who was just playing with his toys happily and contentedly and wasn't the least bit worried, and all of the other passengers were just puzzled, and finally one of them turned to the little child and said, little boy, what's up with you? I mean, how can you be here all alone on this train with nobody sitting with you, and yet you seem to be so unafraid? How can this be? Aren't you afraid? And the little boy said, oh no, I'm not the least bit afraid. He said, you see, my father is the conductor of this train. And I know that we're all going to be all right. Dear friends, our Heavenly Father is the conductor of this earthly train, no matter how frightening the ride is at times, and it is frightening. But we can trust in His undying love for us. We can trust in God's sovereign plan for us. And we can trust in the promises of eternal life in heaven at the end of our lives. We can live unafraid. This I know, says the psalmist, that God is for me. In God I trust. I'm not afraid. What can a mere mortal do to me? Trusting God is the antidote to fear. And Jesus said the same thing. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. I don't give to gives to you, don't let your hearts be troubled, and neither let them be afraid. In 1984, Amy Grant and Michael W. Smith teamed up to write a song based upon Psalm 119, verse 105, which reads, "Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." Maybe you know this. They were recording the song up at a studio located in a ranch high in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado. Michael wrote the melody and the refrain based upon that verse of Scripture, but he had no idea what the verses should be, and so he asked Amy Grant to complete those verses for her. She worked and worked on it all night. Later that night, she started walking back to her cabin. She got nowhere on it, but she started walking back. It was an 8,000-acre ranch, and it was dark, and it was in the middle of nowhere. And Amy Grant got lost in the wilderness. She knew that there were bears out in this stretch of the Rockies, and there were other animals in the area, and she was truly terrified. Every little sound around her had her on edge. But as she was walking, she finally saw a light off in the distance, and she started walking towards it, not realizing that it was in fact her cabin. When she reached her cabin, she sat down and she wrote these words that became the song. "When I feel afraid and think that I've lost my way, still you're right beside me. Nothing will I fear as long as you are near. Please be with me to the end. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." Many of you probably know that song. And God will be with us to the end, friends. God will not let go of us no matter what. That indeed is the promise of this table before us, that people will come from east and west and north and south and sit at table with Jesus in the kingdom of God. And He will be with us, and we will be with Him. Let's pray. Gracious God, calm our fearful hearts. And remind us that you promise always to be with us. Help us as individuals and together as a congregation to banish fear from our lives and to live courageously, to live faithfully, secure in the knowledge that you will never leave us nor forsake us, no matter what. And all of God's people said together. I'd invite you to stand as you are able.
Oh my goodness, this makes my heart so happy. Look at how many of you are here. Yay! How is everyone? How is everyone? Oh, how was everyone's summer? Yes. Good. Okay. Well, guys, today we're going to talk about something. The whole church is going to do this Bible study together. You can see it on the screen there. Can any of you read what that says? Unafraid. So the whole church. Pastor Bill's going to talk to us today about it in Thursday, and moms and dads are learning about it in Bible study, and her and grandmas, and all kinds of people are meeting. It's baby Emily's first children's sermon. So, how many of you have ever heard the story of Chicken Little? No. Oh, you have? You have? What? Tell me, what happens in Chicken Little?
Apparently Rebecca knows him. She just had us.
The chicken thinks the sky is falling. He does. What's really falling? Do you remember what falls?
Guess I'll head back up.
I think it's an acorn. It's an acorn. An acorn falls on him, and he run like that.
Look around.
Very good. He could have looked around. What else could have he done? He could have run. Yeah, he could. No, but he could have prayed. Couldn't he? He could have stopped and prayed and said, you know, Lord, I'm kind of scared right now. I feel like you're making the sky fall on me. But is that really maybe you can shed some light on the situation and help me out. So, I have a Bible verse that kind of goes with the chicken little story. And the Bible verse is Psalm 46, verse 1 and 2. Okay? Listen very carefully. Are you listening very carefully? Okay.
What's that?
God is our refuge and strength,
Forgot to eat breakfast.
a help always near in times of great trouble. That's why we won't be afraid when the world falls apart or the sky falls. So what does that tell us? Not to be scared. That's right, because the TV says not to be scared. And our Bible verse says that God is our strength and He's always with us. So don't be scared when the sky is falling. Okay? Okay. Let's say a prayer. Can everyone fold their hands? Bow their head. Okay, ready? Dear Jesus, thank you for always being with us. Help us to not be afraid.